Welcome back to Self-Built. In this episode, I'm going to be showing you some DIY ideas, and I'm also going to demonstrate how to build some storage for your gym. You can make it for almost no price or extremely cheap, depending on what you already currently have. But the tools that you need would be a drill and also a stud finder. Now with these, you need to make sure they're calibrated right. So easy way to check. Oh, it's definitely working. The materials that I use is just plain old wood. These are left over from projects that I've done in the past. So keep your scrap wood, you never know what you can use it for. But I'm gonna be using this and a couple screws. That's it. I know there's a lot of fancy things, there's a lot of fancy equipment holding devices online, but hey, I am a very simple man, so simple solution for that. And it can also be, you can customize it, you can paint it whatever color you want, you could put striped tape on here, you can pimp these out pretty cool. So if that's your flavor, you can definitely do that, but I'm more of a rustic natural kind of guy. But you do you. Some huge pluses of building your own storage or just having storage in general on your gym might be pretty obvious, but I'll just blow through a couple reasons. First thing is limited space. When you have a home gym, you may not have as much space as you want. Me, for example, I've got a really small space. It's like 9 by 9. It's pretty small. It's roughly about that. So I definitely need to maximize the space that I have. And how I do that is all the equipment on the floor that I can get up on the wall, I'll definitely do that. Also, when you're building more equipment, acquiring more, it does start to build up. So you do want to put it on the wall just so it's easier to get accessible. And it looks cool. It's kind of like, hey, which weapon do I want to use today to kill my muscles? So it looks pretty cool too. I'll be showing you a couple different ways that I've built some DIY storage. And I'm also going to build one today because I got some new goodies. So let me show you what I got so far. Here's one on my walls. You can basically make anything be a storage, but what I'm going to be focusing on is this type of storage where it's just simple wood and nails or screws. This is much easier to make than you'd ever think. When you're making it, all you do is set this on the ground and then place what you have where you want it. And then you just put screws and nails wherever it needs to be to hold it. Simple as that. Once you get the pattern of where you want everything to be, then you mount it on the wall. I've got a screw there, they're covered up the rest, but you get the point. And you do want the screws to be mounted to a stud. Last thing you want is for it to tear a hole in your wall. And that's it. Here's another style, extremely simple. Same idea. This is for just holding barbells. And it's just a couple of screws just to hold each one. I could put one in between, have it holding a couple cable attachment handles. So very easy, very simple, and you can probably get something in your garage or some scraps and build it for free. These are what I'm going to be mounting today. And I've just got this piece of wood that I'm going to mount them to. I wanted it just as small as possible. And I'm going to be putting it right here because there's just a little bit of space left. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set them on the piece of wood where I want, set the screws, find the studs, mount that, and then plop them on. Super easy. This is the pattern that I'm going to use. So I'm just going to put these screws in real quick just to get the idea, and then we'll mount it. Just some simple tips. I am using the longest screws that I have. They're 3 inches. So that way it just has more that can be in the wood and we'll be able to hold this on there more securely. So just a small tip for you. My mounting screws are just going to be 2 inches just because this doesn't weigh very much. It's like 25, 30 pounds. So 2 screws in the studs will be no problem. Okay, we got everything screwed. Anyways, so ideally it'll be roughly like this, something like that. I'll adjust how far the screws go in once I get it mounted because it might go through the wood, but essentially it'll be just like that. I mean, obviously the bottom won't be touching the ground, but as you can see, very easy. And this will keep it just far enough that it won't really hit the walls too much. And it's rubber coated anyway, so we'll see how it looks once it's mounted. All right, make sure you got your snazzy tools here. And my stud is somewhere, already kind of pre-scanned, right here, which will be perfect. And keep in mind when you're mounting your stuff to the walls, if it's a high traffic area, just make sure that you're able to get by without hitting stuff. For me, this is somewhat of a traffic area for grabbing weights, grabbing bars, or a couple things behind me, but it's not bad with how flush these are to the wall. So just something to think about. And if you want, you can mark with a pen. I'm just gonna poke a hole in my paint. We'll go right about, little poke right there. I just had the screw poke out just a little bit so I could line it up with the hole. You can do it however way you want. Leg day. Little bit of a test. All right, I say we're sturdy on that one. Now for the test, might want to move this out of the way a little bit. That bad boy. This one. So far, so good. And voila! There you have it. Not too bad if I say so myself. Just gonna do some finishing touches, just drive the screws in just a tiny bit more. And there we go. Ready to go at any time. All right, so there you have it. Very easy DIY gym storage. So hopefully that helps you guys out. Something you can build in no time. And that took like just what, 5-10 minutes? And that's with filming. So it doesn't take long at all. So hopefully that helps you out. If it does, leave a comment below, or if you have any other cool ideas that help with storage, definitely let me know, because I'm always up for maximizing space and it can help others out. So definitely pass your knowledge on. You can follow me on the Talk or the Gram in the description below. I also have a link if you want to buy some sweet self-built merch. And that's it for today, but I'll see you next time on Self Built.